Welcome to the Essential Skills for Humaning podcast, where we explore the fundamental abilities and insights that make us better humans. Here's your host, Christina Eanes.
Hi, everyone. Christina Eanes here. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Essential Skills for Humaning. Today, we're talking to Danelle Land. Welcome, Danelle.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Now, before we jump into the topic at hand, the body that saved you, which I love this. I've been doing a lot more research now reading about like polyvagal theory and all this stuff. So I thought it was cool. But before we jump into that, can you share a little bit about your background with our listeners?
Yeah, I am just a regular old small town girl, and recently became a mother, a wife, a mother, and I was single for much of my early years, and later in life decided that I could have a family and a life and do those things. And um, I stepped into that life, and it was a struggle for me. And eventually I found rapid transformational therapy and rapid transformational coaching. And they helped me so much that I decided that that's where I needed to be. And so I have stepped into a new career and a new line of work, helping people understand their past, understand their hypnotic rhythm, and understand what drives their decisions on a day-to-day basis without them really knowing it, so that they can resolve their problems.
I love it. I love it. So you wrote The Body That Saved You, and then you came up with the land method. So let's start with maybe just level setting with what do we need to know about our nervous system?
It's not there to hurt you, it's there to protect you. And you don't have to be scared of it if you will just learn how to not let it control your day-to-day decisions in the moment. It will really help change your life. It will change your life. It will impact your life in a way that you didn't realize at all. You didn't realize you were doing what you were doing to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny. I didn't even think nervous system before when I was thinking of like, the voices in our head getting us upset and emotions and reactions. So can you share a little bit about how that nervous system protects us? Maybe that we think it's not protecting us.
Yes, absolutely. So it's interesting, right? Is that it's not just about the nervous system, right? It's only one part of the piece of the puzzle. However, it's a really big imprint that it leaves whenever we have something that we perceive to be traumatizing, right? Trauma comes from, this threat of your life, really. Like, so a lot of people are like, well, how did your really good upbringing that never had any kind of like life-threatening event happen be traumatizing for you? And the thing that's really important about that is that it's all about perception, right? Is that children see through this innocent lens. And when we come here, we have this knowing that we're worth it and that we are enough. And we cry to have our diapers changed. We throw up on ourselves. We poop on ourselves. We pee on ourselves, but we still cry. We still scream for attention. It is a learned behavior to hide. And I think that when it all boils down to it, the nervous system remembers things. Like it's all, it's part of the mind. It's all how the mind works and structures to keep us alive, to keep our race as a human generation, as a human being, alive, and to keep going and to have generations, right? And so, and we've done such a brilliant job of keeping ourselves safe that we have eliminated a lot of the problems that we needed to have fear for. And now we have fear running rampant in emotions because we don't have the environmental fears that we used to have. And so when we really slow down and stop, making it harder than what it is and just make it really simple, is like, okay, how did you come here? We didn't have all of it, right? So our nervous system now is running on overload, trying to figure out emotional chaos instead of physical chaos. And so this emotional chaos that happens is all about the programming. It's all about the social conditioning that you were brought up in. And even, all the way to conception, right? Conception is a huge part of it. I think that most people don't realize that our first roadmap of this life comes through our mother. We get all of our emotional intelligence, the first knowing of that, the first understanding, the first idea in womb, in utero, right? And so our nervous system already is starting to train through our mother's nervous system. We co-regulate, right? This is the thing that's really, like, one of the things that's really important to understand about your nervous system is that because we have grown inside of somebody to develop, we co-regulate. And because we co-regulate, our environment is very impactful on us. That's why our environment is so impactful on us. That's why you can walk into a room and you can feel the energy, right? It's your nervous system saying, oh, I recognize this feeling all the way back to that very first moment that you were brought into this time-space reality called Earth, right? In your mother's womb and utero. It's such a beautiful, crazy, fascinating part of us, our nervous system, and it's really designed just to keep us alive, really, right? The plain gist of it.
Can you share, I think awareness is the first step, right? In pretty much everything. Can you share the 3 different modes our nervous system tends to go into?
We have this brain that thinks it's in charge. It's the one that we are in right now. We're talking, and it's our active mind. It's our monkey mind, right? I think is someone, I think Aristotle or somebody great, or I don't know, one of the greats. I get them all mixed up. Anyway, the monkey mind, we have this monkey chatter that goes back and forth, and it is the thing that is our conscious mind. And it is telling us what we think we can do, what we want to do, and it's filtering out all of these ideas and the things that we think about, and has little arguments back and forth. One of them is emotion, one of them is logic. And they go back and forth and they have these conversations all day long. And then we also have this other part of us that looks at our emotion and our logic, and it trumps that, right? It's this knowing inside that you're either worth that thing that you're monkey chattering, like if you're going to do something, if you aspire to be somebody or do something or whatever, right? And you have this thing, oh yeah, I think I could do that. No, you can't do that. What if people laugh at you and they make fun of you? No, we're great. We're beautiful. People tell us all the time, yeah, but this one person said this, and all these things, right? And then in the very back of all of that, there's this other part of us that's saying, no. That's, you guys can keep talking all day long. That's just actually never really going to be available to you. Or you guys think you're worth it, but you're really not. Or, whatever. And this is the subconscious mind that's really actually running the show, right? And so we have this other part of our brain too that's the fear-based. And it's the one that says to the emotion and to the logic, no, they're going to make fun of you, and they're going to make fun of you. And we remember this because remember this thing that happened. This happened and it hurt really bad and it embarrassed you and it disconnected you and it took away all the things that you liked and made you feel warm and fuzzy. So you don't want to do that again. It hurts you and it might kill you. That's the nervous system. The nervous system is that fear-based voice that comes into play and says, no, 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 no. So that's really the polyvagal theory in kind of a simpler form, right? Is that we have this thinking brain that has emotion and logic in it, and they go back and forth deciding things. And then we can drop down into this knowing of we are something or we aren't something. And then we have this other program running that says, I have this memory bank of fear or this learned idea that this could be this way and harm you. So we don't want to do that. So your nervous system is really like the GPS. I think of it as have these three core states, right? Where you most often live is home base, where you're comfortable, where you are, it's your identity, right? Like it's just what you know. And this is where we most often live. It's this place where we're in default mode and we're just going around doing the things. And then you're feeling connected, you're feeling engaged, you're able to feel safe and connected, right? You're focused. And you have this inner dialogue that says, yeah, this is okay, I can handle this, everything's okay. And then you go into the middle of the ladder where you go into fight or flight, right? So you have this anxious, angry, irritable, I don't know what to do. I got to do something now. And so your body starts to change, right? Your nervous system, your brain blanks out. Your nervous system takes over. You go, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. I got to look at my book. Right? And so it's that thing where it's really, and it's so powerful because it takes over every time. It takes over every time, right? No matter what. It's just this thing that you have to learn how to ride out. Pause. Don't be afraid of your gut thing that says, reach for your book and open it. It's okay. No one's going to judge you, right? It's the thing that says, do the thing that is you, that makes you comfortable. Be honest, be open, be you, be safe. And that's really like the middle is where you feel threatened. Okay. And then it's this alert, right? And then we have the bottom of the ladder where we are so overwhelmed. We are so consumed by what has happened that we don't get out of bed that day. We don't want to, right? Like I have lived in this dorsal vagal freeze fop flan craziness for I don't know how long in my life, right? And then I look around and I'm like, oh my gosh, 90% of the people that I see are. And I think that that's one of the things that really drove me to help spread this message and to help people understand how to slow down, because that was the hardest thing for me, was I just couldn't slow down.
Yeah. I love that. So definitely I'm hearing that one of the first strategies is awareness of what state you're in and then figuring out what helps you.
Yeah, definitely. Knowing what state you're in is huge, right? Recognizing that we have a nervous system and that there's different places of it and that our moods, right? We think they're a mood, but they're really not a mood. They are a state. It's this ventral vagal state. The state that you're in will drive your decisions because it's a feeling, it's a mood, it's something that it's not pervasive, I guess is what I'm trying to say mostly.
Let's say someone's in that heightened state. What are some strategies they can do to bring themselves back to, we'll call it home?
Yeah, to bring them back to safety and home, to awareness, to logic, to more of a logic, right? This is the thing, is that emotion and logic are there for a reason. We have to have them balanced. Dr. Dan Siegel and Tina Bryson are some of the people I follow because I have children, and they have really taught me about like the river of well-being and how they refer to the rigidity bank and the chaos bank. And there's this
Mm-hmm.
emotional rigidity and there's this emotional chaos. And there's this in between stage, right? And how to be able to float down this river with, realizing that you're getting closer to one of those banks than the other. And then not only
Mm-hmm.
in that, understanding that you're getting close to those banks, but when you're getting close to those banks, learning how to build your windows of tolerance to what's happening that does cause you triggers, right? Like everybody expects people to tiptoe around their triggers. And I'm like, I'm sorry, people, they can't read your mind. No one can read your mind and no one can tiptoe around you. Like no one can walk on eggshells every day. You don't want to walk on eggshells. Why do you expect somebody else to do it? No, we've got to stop this thing that has been that seems to be okay with everyone. It's this big hypocrisy of it's okay if I can do it, but you can't do it, right? And it's like, no, no, no. We're
Yeah.
all living in this really crazy, heightened emotional state with everything that, I mean, it's heavy. Look at the world. I
Mm-hmm.
understand. But if we all just understand how to pause, take a breath, get out of that state of mind and not focus on whatever is driving that feeling and come down so we can be safe and talk in a place where everybody can be safe again, right? We can start to come together. We can start to learn how to bridge the gaps that we have in our communication and understand that we can have differences and still love each other and respect each other and not have to change someone, right? Like that, my perspective and your perspective of the same events can be true. It
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
okay for someone's perception to be different, right? It doesn't have to make your nervous system dysregulated because someone else's is. And the co-regulation piece is really important in that whole part, right? Is because we are co-regulators. Realizing where we end and where somebody else begins is also another really important piece in all of
Oh, nice. Now, I know there's so much more to this, and you have even some, products and services that help people get down to the root of this stuff. So, could you share a little bit about your products and/or services with our listeners?
Absolutely. So I have obviously written the book, The Body That Saved You, and I've said that it's a nervous system guide to healing in the subtitle, and I think about it and I'm like, no, it's more like a mapping to learn how to cope with everything on a daily basis, that you don't have to go back to the same patterns, that you don't feel like you have to survive anymore, that you feel like you can now live. You can break free from that protection, those walls. I created the land method to help people understand that, you can locate the root cause and you don't have to be stuck in it, right? And you can access it. You can understand what put it there, why it's there, why it's still there, why it's still driving your choices and your decisions. And at the same time, simultaneously, understanding what you want your life to be. So I have services that I provide coaching, but also I'm building a course. I've built a course that is already out there to be purchased and started to go along with the book to help people who are in the beginning stages of understanding all of this, who may not be ready to take that big leap into like serious work of understanding what their past is and all of that.
Before we get to your final piece of advice, can you share how you want folks to learn, like your website, any other places that they can go to access what you provide?
Yes, absolutely. So the body that saved you can find at danelleland.com. And all of my services are there as well. I make it very easy.
Perfect. We'll make sure that link is in the episode description. Okay, final piece of advice.
Don't let your nervous system take charge and make blame, shame, and guilt feel bigger in your life. Pause. Let the moment pass. Come to your thinking mind. Come to the logic. Let the emotion pass. Because the mistake that you might make in the moment that you regret later could have been avoided, right? How much did that cost you not to pause?
Nice. The power of the pause. Oh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really feel very honored. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Essential Skills for Humaning podcast. We hope you've gained valuable insights to enhance your journey as a human being. Remember, practice makes progress. Keep honing those essential skills, and until next time, keep being the best version of yourself. For more resources, visit eanestraining.com.